Alright, so let's start our course with this first class of Adobe Photoshop. Now, when you install Adobe Photoshop in your computer and open it for the first time, this screen will appear. This is the interface of Adobe Photoshop 2020. If you are using any different version of Adobe Photoshop, you can still follow this course along easily. A little disclaimer before we start our course, English is not my native language, so you might feel I am delivering few sentences wrong. I am stuck on few parts, but I will try to deliver each and everything in easiest possible way, as clear as I can, and you will enjoy this course. So let's go to our class and resume it. Now right here in the center of my screen, these are my previous projects that I have worked on. If you install your Photoshop for the first time, this central part of your screen will be empty. On the left part, you have two buttons, Create New and Open. Create New will open another window where Photoshop will ask you to create a new canvas, a blank canvas where you can draw anything. If you click on the Open button, you can open any of your previous projects or any image from your computer. So let's start quickly and click on this Create New button. When I click on this Create New button, a new window will pop up, and here Photoshop is asking me what should be the size of my new canvas. So that's very important, especially if you are targeting a print design. Let's say you want to create an A4 paper. An A4 is a normal computer or print paper. So what you need to do, you should select A4 here. That means your canvas will exactly the A4 size. Now if we click on these tabs above, web, mobile, film and video, so under this film and video tab there are different types of presets available, like 1920 by 1080. This is the default size of an HD video. So if you are creating a thumbnail for your YouTube, you can select this size. So this is a very important and pretty handy window. So let's say I select A4 and click on this Create button. This right here is my simple A4 paper. Like, let's look at the interface here. You can always change your interface. You can always take, like, let's say I take this layers panel here, so I can take it here and I can again attach it here. I can take my toolbar here and place it here, or I can again place it on its default position. So you can change your interface. If you want to open or close any window, you can go to this top panel window and open or close any of your panels. So this is the interface of Adobe Photoshop. Now to start with, the first and the very most important panel is this layers panel. Right here you can see I have only one layer, that is a background. If you don't have this layers panel here, simply press F7 on your keyboard. If I press F7, that layer panel disappears, and if I press F7 again, it reappears. And this layers panel is very important in Photoshop. We are going to do almost everything right here in this layers panel. So let's look at this layers panel first. Right on the bottom of my layers panel, there are some options like this plus button. This plus button creates a new layer, and this last button is for deleting a layer. So if I click on this delete layer panel, it will ask me to delete the layer. I click on yes, and that layer is now removed. Let's look at our tools. The first tool is our move tool. We can move any object on our canvas using this move tools. Currently we don't have any object, so let's create one. I'm going to select a rectangle tool now. Right here I have a rectangle tool. The short key of this tool is U. If I click on this rectangle tool, now my cursor changes and I'm going to draw a rectangle here. So just click on your screen and drag your mouse like this, and I have created a rectangle. You just have to press your left mouse button and drag it on your screen, and you can create a rectangle just like this. On the top panel you have your properties. So I have some properties of my rectangle, that this is a shape. This is important. If you have selected something else, path or pixel, the result might be different. So you should select shape in start. The second option here is fill, and obviously this is the most important property. If I change my fill color, it is going to change the color of my rectangle. What color should fill inside my rectangle? This is the property of any shape. Fill simply means what should be the color of your rectangle. The second one is stroke. Stroke is another important option, that means what should be the color of the border of my rectangle. So if I select something like this, dark brown, so now the border of my rectangle is dark brown in color. You can't see that because the width of that border is only 1 pixel. This right here is the width of my border. So if I change it to something like, let's say 50 pixel, now you can clearly see the border of your rectangle. I can change the color of border again, and then the next option is the type of stroke. You can change the type of stroke, something like this, and obviously you can change the stroke should be inside, in the middle of the border or outside the border. It's all up to you, it's all up to your design you are making. So these are the properties of your rectangle. I'm going to change the stroke to plain one. I'm going to change the width to something like this, and this right here, my friends, is your rectangle. I'm going to create a second rectangle now. Let's take the rectangle tool again and simply draw something like this on your screen. Now I'm going to change the color to something like this orange and the border to green. This right here is my second rectangle. Observe carefully, whenever I draw my rectangle, I take my move tool to move my rectangle. If I don't select my move tool and try to move it and press the left mouse button, it is going to create another rectangle for me. If you are learning Adobe Photoshop, make it your habit after doing every task, select your move tool. First one is your move tool. So we have now covered two tools, the rectangle tool and move tool. You can draw rectangles and you can move rectangles. I am going to create a third rectangle as well. This time I am going to create it in blue color. So let's go to the fill, and as you can see, I don't have blue color here. So I am going to simply take this option right here, color picker, and let's take this blue color. From my color panel, I am going to take this blue color, and now this third rectangle is now blue in color. So I have three rectangles now. Let's take our move tool again and move this rectangle. Now your first task should be create some rectangles and move them. This is your practice. Create at least 20-30 rectangles, place them, create some shapes like Tetris. So you should be able to easily create and move shapes in Adobe Photoshop. Now after that, let's look at our layers panel. As you can see, now we have three layers: rectangle 1, rectangle 2 and rectangle 3. Each rectangle we created is in a separate layer. That means we can move them separately. If I just take my move tool, I can move this blue rectangle, I can move this orange rectangle, and I can move this green rectangle. Now if I try to place these rectangles over each other, as you can see, these rectangles can overlap. But this green rectangle is behind the other two, and blue rectangle is in front of other two rectangles. My blue rectangle is at the top of my layers panel. That means blue rectangle is on top. If I take this blue layer and drag it down below all other layers, now it's behind other two rectangles. This was very important. You can always rewind the video to get the better idea, and let's try to bring this green rectangle above all other rectangles. So now my green rectangle is in front of other two rectangles. This was your layers order. Now let's look at the next tool of our Adobe Photoshop, and that is our text tool. So I can simply take this text tool and click anywhere on my screen. Just click once and I can write text on my screen. So I'm going to write, let's say, hello. So it's going to write hello. Now remember, if you want to move the position of your text, you have to take the move tool. If I click somewhere else on the screen, it is going to create another text. And to reverse any mistake, you can simply press Ctrl Z. So if I press Ctrl Z, it is going to reverse my action. So let's write again hello. Now I am going to take the move tool and move my text something like this on the center of my screen. Let's say I want to change the size of my text, I want to change the color of my text, and I want to change the style of my text. All what you have to do is simply click on this T button. On your layer, simply double click on this T. When you double click on this T, it is going to select the whole text on that layer. Now on the top panel under your properties, you have style of your font, you have size of your font, and you have color of your font. So I am going to change the style to something different like this. Now the font of my text is changed. Now I am going to change the size. So you can change the size to something like this, 36, or let's say 60, or let's say you can write your own size. So I am going to write 300. I am simply going to write something like 100. It's fine. I am going to take the move tool and place it here. Let's change the color as well. Double click on your text again, on your layer again, and let's change the color to something like dark red here. Press OK to deselect the text, and that's it. We have learned how to create shape, how to add text, and how to move our object. The last thing that is remaining on our first part of this course is how to place any image in Adobe Photoshop. To place any image, you just simply have to go to File, click on this Place button, click on this Place button. It will simply ask you to place any image from your window. If you have Mac, the interface might be different, but all you have to do is simply double click on any image and it is going to place that image on your screen. So let's double click on this bike. And now we have this motorcycle in our canvas. Press enter and that motorcycle is now on your canvas. Now remember, you have this folder this folder right on my screen in your resources tab of this course. You should download this folder and follow me along. I am going to create a first poster, a simple sticker right in this class in Adobe Photoshop. But before that, let's look at how to save our project. Now there are two different methods of saving our project. If we go to File and click on Save, Photoshop is going to ask where to save our file. Click on anywhere on your computer. Let's say you can click on desktop. I am going to take that same resources folder. You can write the name of your file. So let's say I am going to write class 1 project 1. Alright. The next option is type of your file. So let's keep it on PSD Photoshop file. Click on the save button, press OK, and in your resources folder, now I have this file class 1 project 1. So this is how you can save your file in Adobe Photoshop. But remember, this is a Photoshop file. The size of this file is 6 MB and this file will only work in Adobe Photoshop. So let's say you send this file to someone else and he don't have Adobe Photoshop, your client don't have Photoshop, so this file will not work on his or her computer. If you upload this file on Facebook or you send it on WhatsApp, it will not work. You cannot open it. So how to export your file in the form of image? To do that, what you have to do, you go to File, click on Export, click on Export As. If you click on Export As, now Photoshop will ask you where to export and what should be the format of your file. You can change the format from PNG or JPG or GIF. So let's say I am going to select JPG. There will nothing be that different and you can click on this export button. Now Photoshop again will ask you where to save your file. I am going to save it as class 1 project 1 and click on this save button. Now in my folder, I will have this class 1 project 1 image file. This file is less than 1 MB in size, and if you send this file to anyone in the world, almost every device on this planet can open JPG file. Any computer, any laptop can open this JPG file. So you should export your file in the form of PNG or JPG if you are going to send or save your file. So that's it for the first part of this class. And our second part, we are going to create a simple sticker in Adobe Photoshop. So let's look at that. Okay, so minimize this window. I'm going to close this project. You can click on this cross button, press no if you don't want to save the changes, and now we are back on our first screen again. Let's look at this create button. Click on this create button. Now I'm going to again click on this A4 and click on create button. I'm going to place that motorcycle here on the center of my screen. So go to file, click on place, select that motorcycle and place it right here. You can change the size of your motorcycle, press here and press enter on your keyboard to place that. Now on my layers, I can see that I have this layer right here. This layer represents our motorcycle. If I click on this I button, I can disable or enable this layer. Now let's do something else. I'm going to create a rectangle here, simply like this. Alright. Let's change the color of this rectangle to something like this yellow that matches the color theme of our motorcycle. Press OK, and now we have that button here. There is this little option here and behind my camera here. Under Properties tab, you have these options here. So if you want the rounded edge of your rectangle, remember it's optional. You can change the value here. So if I write something like 50 here, now the edges of my rectangle are little rounded. I'm going to click here on the empty part of my layers to deselect my rectangle. We have this simple rectangle here. Now I'm going to add some text on my rectangle. This you can call it rectangle, you can call it button or placeholder. So let's take the text tool, click on this empty area. I'm going to write something like buy now. Now to change the color of this text, simply double click on this T button on your layers and go to top panel and go to properties panel, click select the white color, press OK, click on this empty area of your screen. Now we have changed the color of our text into white. Take move tool and move your text into center of your button. Now I want to change the size of my text. To do that, there's a short key, press Ctrl T. Or on your Mac, press Command T. You can change the size of any layer by pressing this button. So if I press Ctrl T, transform window will appear and I can reduce the size of my text to something like this and place it on the center of my screen, simply like this. So this right here is my buy now button. If I want to change the position of my layer, let's say I want to change the position of this motorcycle to something like this, I can simply move it. If I want to resize my motorcycle, I can press Ctrl T or Command T and I can resize it like this. Let's add some more text. Take this text tool, click here and write explore. Now you might be wondering why we can't see that text. Because the color of text is white and the background color is white, we cannot see white color on the white background. So again, to change the color of text, simply double click on this T button on my layers, select your color and let's change it to something like this, or I guess gray will be better. Alright, press OK and place this text here. Now I'm going to change the size, press Ctrl T and let's change the size to something like this. Alright, and I'm going to change the style of this text as well. So let's take the style to something like this. This will be better, or this might feel better. Let's take move tool, place it here. Now I want to underline my text. To do that, you have your properties window, and under your properties window you have some properties of your text. If you don't have your properties window, you can simply go to window and enable this panel. Now under your properties window you have some options down here, type options, and you can and simply click on this underline option. Now our text is underlined. Place it here, something like this. And let's add something like a website on the bottom part of my screen. So let's say www.megabikes.com, just a simple name. And let's reduce the size of our text to something like this. We don't want it to be underlined, and let's change the color to something like this. Press OK. Take this text and align it with center. Let's position our stuff on our page simply like this here. And as you can see, our first and simple sticker is ready. I made it as simple as possible to give you a better and clear idea, and what you have to do, you have to repeat that same process on your computer. Install Photoshop, follow me along, and you should be able to create this simple poster after watching this video. Believe me, it's very important. Let's save our design. Click on this file button, click on export as, and again click on this export button, and in my folder I'm going to write class 1 project 2 and press OK. Let's close this file. I'm not going to save the PSD one, and we have our sticker right here, this one, class 1 project 2. This was the project for our first class. Let's find up this class, and I'm going to see you in the next class.